Hi, I am Dr. Eurydice Moore coming to you with breaking grant news and information. Um, First, I want to invite you to please attend our last class of 2022, and that is the online grant application workshop, which has been funded by the City of Chicago. Child Biz Strong Grant. I tell you, we have had a blast. It's been successful. We have had 200 plus workshop participants. So I want to invite you out to the last session, which is December 11th, 4 o'clock p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Then December 12th is the replay. You can get the link to the replay. The sessions have been free. We started January 2nd, and we will be ending this for this year and 2022 December, our last session. Some of the things that we learned about, and many other people have gone on and wrote their own grants and have gotten grants for their organization. This workshop is, if you are an individual and you just want to check it out, you're welcome. If you are an emerging non-for-profit, for-profit leader, you are welcome to attend. If you're just curious about grants, you're welcome to attend. This is entry level. This is very basic. Back in the day, grant writing was very involved, but right now it's simplified, thank God, because our former president, Barack Obama, when he got into office, he asked them, he saw all the bureaucracy and the red tape, and he asked them to simplify everything and put it online, put the grant applications online. So our last session will be once again December 11th, 4 o'clock p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And then you can have the replay. You can listen, you can request the link to the replay December 11th, December 12th. Okay. So what was some of the things that we learned? The 200 plus participants, they have learned what is a grant. They have learned the origin of grants. How do grants come about? Grants come about a number of ways through property taxes, through sales tax, income tax, federal, state. Money is set aside for awarding of grants. And then there's a number of other ways. We also talked about funders. We talked about how there's business, how the government funds. We talked about community corporation. We talked about corporation. We talked about so much is covered. And I give different scenarios, things to look out for. And then we talk about the similarities of the micro grant, the online micro grant. What do they have in common? How they differentiate? Um, then I talk about what is the common things that you will see on a micro grant application. We talked about eligibility. Uh, what do you have to have in place? How do you have to position yourself in order to be considered, to be eligible to apply for grant? We go over that. And then I give samples of grant that was done by me, you know. I show a sample of a grant that my business was awarded and sample of a grant of a client that I did. So you could kind of like get a feel. And I don't want people to be intimidated, okay, about the grants. So you get to see actual grant applications in the workshop. They're posted and I let the students look at it. Also, resources. I talk about grant research. I give resources. I direct you to websites that you could go to do your own research, so you can look up grants and so that you can apply for grant. And then I give you some reoccurring grants that I funders that are accepting grant application. So uh, a lot is covered, and then attached to that is the 15 minutes complimentary consultation with me after the class, where I will go over your projects, your ideas. So I'm here, I'm available. So once again, I want to remind you, December 11th from 4 p.m. to 5:30 will be the last session for 2022. You need to get in there. And if you're a nonprofit, you definitely want to look at the Walmart grant. Okay. A lot of people have gotten funded. Thank God for my daughter Rita, who's been very instrumental in several organizations to get grant for their nonprofit. Our specialty, we have for-profit and nonprofit, but our specialty is the nonprofit industry. Okay, up and coming announcement, December the 18th from 4 o'clock to 5:30 p.m. I will be teaching a workshop. You must register for it. The fee is only $25. And on December the 18th, from 4 o'clock to 5:30 p.m., I will be teaching about the 14 different ways to use the 501c3. It's the only, I'm the only one that's doing it. I have over 30 plus years in the non for profit industry. I have set up a non for profit. I have worked in various non for profit school, churches, community centers. So I have a strong background, entry level. I've been staff, I've been supervisor, project director, uh, even a CEO of a nonprofit. So anyway, what I found out, and when it was time for me to do a nonprofit, I won't say my own because the nonprofit do not belong to you. It belongs to the state for which the nonprofit reside. It belongs to the people of the state. So you're just a steward. So when my stewardship to have a nonprofit came about, um, and I didn't know what was needed to start a nonprofit, and I would go to bookstores but I found maybe one or two books at different bookstores about nonprofit, and they was outdated. They were like from 1950, 1960. Yes, they were. They was outdated, and I had to piecemeal. It's a process in setting up a nonprofit. You got to go to the Secretary of State. Then you got to have bylaws, EIN number, get the 501c3. And, so let alone there was minimum information on how to even start a nonprofit. But once I learned the process, and I have shared the process with others through training and through actually working with clients, then you get that 501c3. The 501c3, it is not mandatory that if you're a nonprofit to have the 501c3, but there is a catch 22 to it. If you do not have the 501c3, people can't get write off. You cannot issue contribution letters. So it's kind of like a catch 22. All right. And if you don't have that 501c3, if your organization acquire funding over $600, then anything over $600, you're going to have to actually pay taxes. So it would behoove you that if you are a nonprofit to get the 501c3. And I had, like I said, I had the piecemeal. What is the benefit of the 501c3? And through my journey, through my research, I found out you could use, there's 14 different ways. There's various tax exemption to the 501c3. There's no book on it until I came. Okay, I have an ebook that you can go to my PayHip store and you can purchase. And then I'm doing workshop. And this have been copywritten. All people know is 501c3. I'll be able to apply for grants, or I won't have to pay taxes on the money that come into the organization. That's two things. But there's 12 other ways you can use the 501c3. And I will be doing that workshop on December 18th from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And the workshop is only $25. Okay, I'm going to give you a few ways, just a few. You got to come to the workshop to get it all. Besides applying for grant, using the 501c3 to apply for grant, besides using the 501c3 so you don't have to pay federal or state taxes, did you know that you can use the 501c3 and become eligible to get a sales tax exemption for your organization? What do that mean? That means that when you go into the store and purchase anything in the name of the organization, you will not have to pay sales taxes. That is a tremendous yearly saving. You will not have to pay sales taxes. A lot of people don't know that. Also, what I found out, a lot of people mistaken. Oh, I got my 501c3. I got my 501c3. And they go to the stores and they think that the 501c3 is going to give them the sales tax exemption. It will not. The sales tax exemption is a totally different document, and it is issued from the state. The 501c3 is issued from the Internal Revenue Service. So, a lot of people don't know that. Also, with the 501c3, if your organization owns property, you can be exempt from property taxes. And the property has to be in name of the organization. It's also, you can be exempt from a water bill. But once again, it has to be in the name of the organization. The 501c3 can get you reduced rate at, for a venue. Like you want to rent, you want to lease a venue. The owner have the option of letting you have the space for free and using your 501c3 for a write-off, or you pay reduced rate. You won't pay the market rate for a space. Let's say you got someone that's paying market rate for a space that's $1,500. Because you got the 501c3, you may pay $300 or $500 or even less. So now I explain to you a few ways that the 501c3 can be valuable. Once again, I want to invite you out December the 18th from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. This is online, virtual. You have to register. You have to register for this workshop, and the workshop is only $25. Okay, please excuse me. I didn't turn my phone off. All right, in the month of January 8th, I'm letting you know about upcoming workshops. January 8th from 4 o'clock to 5:30 p.m., I will be doing a workshop explaining how you can use the 501c3 document to purchase free property. Yes, free properties. You can get free property with the 501c3. Many of you all I have met, and you're operating your nonprofit from your home base, or you're mobile. You're going from pillar to post, or you using a room in your house, or you using the basement or the attic to operate. You don't have an actual brick and mortar. Okay, so I'm going to be covering ways that you could get free property with the 501c3. Yes, I'll say it again, free property with the 501c3. That would be January 8th, and that workshop will be $50. Now, all my workshops are always limited seating. My ideal class is a class of 10 people. I'm a former Chicago public school teacher. I have taught high school and elementary. I like small class setting. I always have, because I feel that I could give more of myself to my student, less distraction, and these are interactive workshops. And I always have questions and answers session. So, once again, we have the last grant application online, December the 11th, the last session for this year. Get in. Then December the 18th, we have the 14 different ways to use the 501c3. Get in. Then January the 8th, we will have how to use the 501c3 to get free property. So thank you for reviewing this video. I am here to help you. You need to get in contact with me. My information is scrolling across the page. I am Dr. Eurydice Moore. I am your 501c3 specialist, and I'm also a grant writer with 30 plus years experience in the industry with a 5-star Google rating. I have been blessed with the opportunity to service over 12,000 plus people, and I have assist school, churches, nonprofit organization in acquiring 3 million in funding, and I also been instrumental since 2016 in helping for-profit businesses acquire funding. Our specialty is the nonprofit. That's our specialty, but we do work with for-profit and non-for-profit. And once again, there's my information scrolling across the screen. I'm available for a 15-minute complimentary consultation to discuss your project, your concern, your dream, your passion, your vision. I'm available to you. Okay, God bless, and hope to see you there.